G'day, everybody. I want to talk about my opinion why you don't see projects that are promised and get done. Because the government sometimes likes to move quickly on certain issues. Like when it comes to violence against women. They're now about to spend nearly $1 billion to help tackle violence against women. So I wonder how much it's going to help, how much it's going to cost to help tackle violence against men and to help tackle violence against animals and other things like that. As if it costs nearly $1 billion to maybe do something, which gives a few people on the internet to look around and stuff like that. There's other ways to solve that kind of thing, and you can solve a lot of things all at once too when it comes to that sector. But there you go, $1 billion, and that will protect women for how long? What happens if we have another incident where 20 odd people die in a short amount of time again? What would that mean? Would that mean things are just getting worse and they'll need even more money to put in that sector? As that's how they solve a lot of things, is not by changing policies or by doing other things, is they just chuck a shitload of money in it. Because a lot of these problems when it comes to violence and people needing help and stuff like that, the sectors and the people are already there. You just need them to see things and do things in a slightly different way. And so how does that cost millions and millions? If you can do this in certain areas and also talk to the people about how you don't want to just chuck in money without having the people try to do things themselves. Because these areas, is like I was talked about in the previous clip, is there's other problems that lead to these problems. So if these other problems are there, then more than likely you're going to get the problem again. Because what you're looking at to see why there's, I see the problem, you're paying to look at that, but you're not paying to find out or to fix why there's problems there in the first place, financial problems. And that's because certain dams and certain things aren't getting done because the government screams broke. But then if a certain incident happens that I've talked about, the government gets their shit together and goes too far sometimes, right? A little bit like the COVID shutdown, where it cost a lot of money and it didn't work out too well. They've just spent nearly $1 billion on The Voice, and what happened there? Where does that money go? Huh? Advertising, all these kind of things. Are they just chucking money out because these sectors are desperate for money and they're trying to help these sectors with some money at the same time? To me, it makes no sense of how they come up with these amounts of money when there's all these other higher projects, is what I call it. Right? Deaths happen all the time. Sometimes big numbers like that happen every now and then. Definitely when there's things happening out in the real world that could cause that. If the real world was all perfect and running good, economy was good, and you're seeing 20 odd deaths, right, in a few months, you would more likely go, then, wouldn't you? And might change something or put a shitload of money into something to fix something, right? But more than likely, if you look around, you'll find why the problem happened. And if you just fix the economy in certain areas, you will find you will fix the violence too, which is what I talked about. So make sure you have a really good study before you run out and feel sorrow for certain people as they've got stories to tell, that we all know that, and give out too much money to areas that really won't help. Areas that we've been looking at for a long time. Areas that can actually be solved world collectively when it comes to these issues. These issues need to be solved, world collectively. Soon they may be solved, as not only here in Australia is getting a problem with violence and struggling, the whole world is. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I love to see these sectors definitely get worked on, but I just don't like to see a debt get bigger when we have other projects that have been waiting a lot longer and are getting delayed because certain people get upset because tragedies happen during tragedy times. Have a good one, everybody, and see you later. You can imagine what a dam could save, how many jobs it could create, how many lives it could save with food that it creates. Than 25 deaths. And yet they're not built and haven't been built because they haven't got a few 100 million spare for certain dams. See you later.